Hi, Gigi, and I am Michael Buckoff, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the TOEFL online course, the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL IBT. And I just got your comments. You made a comment at my webpage. It says join. And let's take a look at your situation. Okay, so you took the TOEFL IBT test, you scored 19 on the reading, 23 in the listening, 24 in the speaking, and 23 on the writing. So you're in pretty good shape. You're on 89. So you need 100 on the test with 25 points minimum in each section. You say, my next TOEFL is coming up September 6, 2014. I need help to increase my scores. And you got it. Now, the question is, how much time do you have and how much can your brain take before psychologically you burn out? So you have to be careful that we don't over-study. Because remember, the whole purpose of building your academic English language proficiency is you got to keep at it. You got to be consistent. You need to do things every day. So here are my 3 suggestions. Number 1. Get in the habit of reading on a day-to-day basis. Every day. You want to read about 45 to 60 minutes. You can read magazines, newspapers, and longer books, and pick topics that you have a genuine interest in. You'll be more motivated to keep reading. Number 2. Also practice about 45 to 60 minutes of listening every day. If you have English TV, you can do things like news, science, history, and documentary programs, to be sure. Now, if you don't have that, but you have the internet, you found me on the internet, right? So if you have the internet, you can do things like National Public Radio. You can Google and find out more about that website. You can also use the website called TED Talks. And you can also use a website called Randalls Listening Lab. Randall is R-A-N-D-A-L-L, and then cyber, and maybe, let me go ahead and write this down here so we have, let me make it bigger for you here. National Public Radio. This is a good website. This is also a good one. And then we have Listening Lab. So you can practice at all those 3 websites too. Now the main thing is as you're doing this reading and listening practice, Gigi, you want to work on developing a note-taking system. Remember, note-taking is important on all sections of the exam. I have interviewed dozens and dozens of students who got over 100, and pretty much every one of them tell me they took notes during the TOEFL IBT. So as you do the reading and listening practice, get down in note form the main and most important supporting points of those reading and listening passages. Using your notes, I want you to write three academic summaries every week of some of those reading and listening passages. That gives you, each summary should be about 250 words. So you're writing about 750 words each week. You're writing about reading and listening passages. Now, also, you can use your notes to orally summarize the information. Do maybe 3 to 5 oral summaries each week. Now you're practicing reading, listening, academic or integrated writing, and integrated speaking. So if you just do those, that gives you about an hour and a half to 2 hours almost every day. Then, based on your timeline here, I'm going to recommend my 60-day TOEFL study guide for you. That's probably the best thing in your situation. Now remember, once you enroll and become one of my students, the study guide is simply a suggestion. It gives you access to my entire course, all 600 of my lessons. Actually, there's closer to 700 now. And I just restructured the grammar part of my course. So remember, the study guide is just a suggestion of different things you can do each day. If you don't want to use the study guide, you can go directly to my website. You have access to all 700 lessons in all 7 steps, right? But if you do about 2 hours every day going through my 60-day TOEFL study guide, that's going to keep you focused, and that gives you about 4 hours of practice every day. You're improving your academic English language proficiency. And hopefully, after about 2 months, you'll be at the level you need to reach your goal. Now, one thing you might consider is maybe after 1.5 months, about 2 weeks before you're scheduled to take the TOEFL IBT, take one of my IBT full-length practice tests. You can find out about it once you become one of my students. If you go to the 8th section of my course, you can find out about the full-length IBT practice test I offer. I will make sure all 6 of your speaking tasks are scored, both of your writing tasks are scored, the reading and the listening sections are scored, and you'll have a pretty accurate score of what your score is right now. Then you can make a decision about whether or not you're ready to take the TOEFL IBT exam. All right, Gigi? How's that sound? So again, the reading, the listening practice, work on your notes, write some summaries, do some oral summaries, spend about two hours a day going through my 60-day TOEFL study guide, and that should help you. I hope, I can't guarantee anything, but that should help you reach your goal. All right, thank you very much for your comments on my website, and all the best to your high-scoring TOEFL success.